Sob story of the week goes to this guy. You have won the free hoodie. Message me on Instagram if you want the free hoodie. If I don't reply, message me again. You've got a free hoodie. Congratulations. Sob story of the week. This week, we'll get another free item of clothing. Okay, so the most not safe for work Q&A has begun. If you've got children around, if you're under the age of 18, do not watch this. If you're my family members, definitely do not watch this. If you know me personally, depending on how well you know me, you can probably watch this, okay? But yeah, this is gonna mean that I'm probably never gonna be able to get employed with a normal job in the future. Everyone's, or 90% of the people on here are probably gonna think I'm a fucking mess. But what can you do, eh? What can you fucking do? I'm currently embarking on a quest, right? I'm on a journey to a beautiful land called Swansea. I'm driving about 3.5, 4 hours to do a very last minute DJ set. I'm there dressed up as Jimmy Savile for the whole set. I was meant to record this video yesterday. I did try and record this video yesterday. I had the brilliant idea of going on Instagram and being like, yo, Q&A time, the most liked comments I will answer with 100% honesty, whatever they are. They were fucking savage. Like, I didn't think they would be quite as bad as the ones that I got. Like, this Q&A is probably gonna ruin my life. Like, I'm probably never gonna get to 100,000 subscribers. My family are probably never gonna speak to me again, and I'm probably gonna end up like in prison or something and get my YouTube account deleted. But, right, I wanna start by saying as well that I did try and answer this yesterday, but something really, really freaking weird happened, mate. Basically, this clip I'm talking about, I was getting like quite emotional. The question was, do you miss anyone right now? And I'll answer it again, but basically I was speaking about, I'll just say it again, whatever, I've already told her. The question was, are you missing anyone right now? And I got like really deep and really into it, and actually maybe like, do you know where you feel like a little lump in your throat and you're like, it's properly getting to you? I felt a little bit like that. And I was speaking about this person that I'm not in contact with them anymore. I don't speak to them. Out of the complete fucking blue, she texted me, like out of nowhere. It properly freaked me out. Like, I tried to do the rest of the Q&A and like I just couldn't do it.
Do I miss anyone or anything right now? Okay, a recurring theme throughout my life is obviously my ex-girlfriend low-key ruins my life. Yeah, basically that feeling that I felt with that person, I think I always fucking love her to bits. We did go out and take, or what the fuck, she's just texted me. How fucking weird is that? Dude, that's literally giving me goosebumps. That is so fucking weird. Anyway, mate.
I did a Q&A on Instagram. If you don't follow me, you should follow me here, and you can ask me terrible questions again. And I said the most liked questions I will answer with 100% honesty, whatever they are. Here are the questions you guys asked me. I haven't planned any of these. I've been through a couple of them in the last video yesterday that I did, but obviously I have to re-record that. And yeah, before we start, a super quick message from my sponsor. This video is sponsored by Legend London. If you're after a pair of jeans that fit absolutely fabulously, I highly suggest you check out Legend London. They are stretchy, they're flexible, they don't rip. They probably do rip, but I haven't had any rip on me. I asked for some for Christmas before I was sponsored by them, and then they sponsored me, and I was like, yeah! Oh shit! Alright, I'm answering the most liked ones. Anything with over 10 likes, I'll answer it. Straight into the deep end, Lauren Tickner asks, best threesome that you have ever had? Well, okay, that got 153 likes. And I want to start by saying that it probably looks like I had a threesome with Lauren by what Lauren said there, but me and Lauren have never had a threesome, and we have never had sex for that matter, and I've only ever had one threesome, which is a bit of an anticlimax. I think it's actually on YouTube, like not the threesome itself, but the day that this happened. Basically, I was in America with Lauren, we went out for a meal together, I saw these two American gals at a bar who were kind of hot, and I decided to get speaking to them. We had a few drinks, one thing led to another, and I basically went back to their hotel, and they sat on my dick in a hot tub. Security came, we had to run back to the hotel room because the hot tub was closed, and then they had obnoxiously loud sex with me in their hotel room. Lauren, that's probably the worst like dinner date you've ever been on in your entire life, but it was completely worth it and I had a great time. So the two American girls I had a threesome with, that was the best and only threesome I've ever had. If you get an opportunity to do that, I highly recommend it. Also want to say as well that I was in Florida, which is obviously a southern state, so you get a lot of rednecks there. They had a third friend that came back after I'd finished doing the do with these two girls, and she was with a guy, and this guy was like proper redneck. He had like, what's it called, like dip under his, like he was like chewing tobacco. He had a little bottle next to the bed of spit, so as I was like leaving, he like came in and I started chatting to him. Like he was like proper like Trump 2020 kind of like the most stereotypical redneck person you've ever seen. It's a pretty cool dude. And then we did the do in the dark, right? Not me and the redneck, me and these two chicks. We did the do in the dark. Afterwards, he turned the lights on, and on the fucking bedside cabinet was just a Glock, just a pistol, a handgun. And I was like, mate, what the fuck? And this guy comes back and he's like, yeah, it's mine. He's like, do you want to touch it? And I'm like, fucking hell, mate. Of course I want to touch your big black Glock. I touched this Glock. I was kind of worried as I get like fingerprints on it and here's to go and murder someone. But yeah, that's my kind of threesome story. I would actually smash someone with a mate as well, just because I think it'd be really funny in like a non-homo way. So like no dicks are allowed to touch, but with a good friend, I would happily smash someone. So if any like attractive young ladies want to put their applications in for that, drop me a DM on Instagram. And if you want to apply for that role of getting Eiffel Towered, hit me up. What's the first thing you instantly notice about a girl? And that has got 33 likes. I've answered that already on my Instagram, but I thought we'll go into it just like a little bit more, just because a lot of people want to know that. Okay, my ideal type, right? If I was to like create my ideal girl or something that people that I'm really attracted to, obviously like physicality comes first. If you want to speak to someone, if you want to meet someone, it's all based on how they look, and that's like the first kind of stage. So from a superficial point of view, it's going to be like blonde hair, blue eyes, petite is my ideal. Don't really care about tits, literally. Like I don't care if someone has no boobs at all, is completely flat chested. I do not care. I don't really like muscly gym girls. Like I'm not a massive fan of that. I prefer like a petite, small frame. Like I like femininity. I like femininity. You know what I'm trying to say. I like that feminine shit. I'm not gonna pass someone off because they don't fit like perfectly into this like characteristic. That's typically what I'd go for. But now, okay, the first thing I see when I get speaking to someone, or when I like actually want to get involved with someone, is eyes. Like as cheesy as that sounds and as cliche as it sounds, like eyes are honestly the window to the soul. Like you can't cheat or lie with your eyes, you know. If you know what to look for, if you know like a genuine smile is always with the eyes, like literally the eyes do not lie. So a good pair of eyes just fucking melts me, mate. But yeah, big beautiful blue eyes I fucking love. Personality wise, they have to be someone that lifts me up, someone that tells me that I can do things like when people tell me that I can't, someone that makes me like grow as a character and reinforces my person, and most importantly someone that just wants to have fucking fun, you know. Someone that's got no expectations of me. They're not like, oh Mo, you have to be doing this, you have to be doing this. They just want to have fun, they just want to enjoy themselves, they just want to have a good time. And I think that when like you connect with someone like that, it's like really like fucking pure, and the love is like wonderful. And yeah, I've only had that like a couple times, but that's my preference. Okay, body count. If you don't know what that is, if you're not from England or America, body count means the amount of people that you've fucked. This might be a bit of a shock to you because a lot of people just think I'm like this absolute animal fuckboy that just like chews their way through girls. But I'm not actually a fuckboy at all. I'm actually quite nice to people. I've been in long relationships and I've fucked 15 people, give or take. My philosophy behind it is, right, I'm at that stage now where I've kind of like, I'm a lot more confident in my own skin, I'm a lot more comfortable with myself, and I've kind of realised that I'm not one to like, I'm very picky with my partners, you know. I feel that sex should be something that both people enjoy, that like you both have a fucking great time, you both fucking love, and it should be like a way to connect with someone as well, and like have like a wonderful experience to share between two people. Like don't get me wrong, I'm all for going out and having one night stands, but you have to like vibe with them really well. I have to like click with them instantly, get on with them really well, find them like super, super attractive. And then it's like, it's an adventure, it's an experience, but like, I will not fuck anything. Like I'm incredibly picky about who I sleep with, and I can say that everyone that I've slept with, I would happily sleep with again, because like, they're physically attractive, they're nice people, and yeah, I've never been one of those people to just go out and want to fuck as many girls as possible just purely for bragging rights, you know. I feel like when you just go out and sleep with anything and try and fuck with as many people as possible, it's like a dick measuring contest. It's like a pissing contest. You're like, oh, look at me, I've slept with this many people, I'm such a big man. And it's like, no, just a fucking bit of a cunt, really, because half the people you slept with are probably going to be disgusting, that you wouldn't sleep with anyway. And the only reason you're doing it is just to support your own ego and kind of like seem like a bigger person. I'm not saying don't not sleep around because you're too much of a pussy to speak to people. Don't use that as an excuse. But equally, like, don't feel obliged to fuck like absolute creatures of people that you wouldn't necessarily hook up with, you know. Right, most rewarding thing that you have got out of YouTube. The most rewarding thing that I've got out of YouTube, in all honesty, is probably going to be confidence. Confidence and belief in myself. When I first started doing YouTube, before I started doing YouTube, I went to one of my friends and I was like, dude, I really want to start a YouTube channel. What do you think? Blah, blah, blah. And he was like, nah, man, like, don't. People are going to take the piss out of you. That's a stupid idea. Like, whatever you do, don't start it. And I was like, fuck it, you know, I want to do it. I'm going to start it anyway. People did take the piss out of me. People ripped the shit out of me. And it, like, really got to me at times, especially when you're, like, up and coming. But now the same people are, like, in exactly the same position in their life, doing shitty dead-end jobs, and come to me for advice. And these same people used to, like, absolutely rip the shit into me when I first started doing YouTube. So it's taught me that no matter how ridiculous something seems, no matter how unlikely something is to happen, if you fucking work hard for it, if you're passionate about it, you can make it happen. You can make it work. You can do anything. I honestly believe that the sky is the fucking limit if you've got enough heart and if you've got enough passion for something. You can fucking do it. And it's taught me that, like, to do things that other people tell you not to do. Do these crazy, naive things that people aren't even going to try. Because people aren't even going to try them because they're too scared. And they want to bring you down to that level and they feel threatened when you try and do something that they're too scared to do. So you should just fucking go for it, put everything into it, and if you love it enough, you will make it succeed. Like 100%. I'm kind of feeling like that with music and DJing and production at the minute. I've got absolutely nothing. I've got no social proof. I haven't got any festivals, anything like that. But I believe that if I love it enough, if I want to do it, I can fucking do it. Number two is confidence. I used to be like very introverted in the sense I didn't like public speaking. I could never speak into the front of the camera. I used to hate the sound of my own voice. Now I just fucking love the sound of my own voice, as you can probably tell. And yeah, even asking questions in school, you know, I used to go like bright red, get embarrassed all the time, get really scared. I never used to like let on to people that I felt like this. But I did not have a lot of confidence. And YouTube, doing things that scares you and makes me feel uncomfortable, has shown me that you should do the things that scare you, because the things that scare you can be the most rewarding. And when you do these things that scare you, you get good at them and you actually learn to love them, you know. It's like me going skydiving in my last video when I'm scared of heights, petrified of heights, hate heights. I fucking love skydiving now, it's so good. And if I do that regularly, I won't be scared of heights anymore. Charles_Walski asks, will you ever take performance enhancing drugs in the future? Also, you going to consider TRT one day? TRT is testosterone replacement therapy. I'm at that stage now in my lifting where I feel like I've been big, I've been fat, I've been bulked, I've got strong, you know, and like right now, I change my mind every 2 fucking minutes, but right now, like, I honestly feel like I don't care about being big, you know? I'd rather be slim, I'd rather be aesthetic, I'd rather have a good athletic physique, a good jawline, like sexy as fuck cheekbones. I'd much rather be skinny than big, and I think that like once I feel like I've kind of completed it, like in the sense I've got the muscle, and the next stage for me if I want to get any bigger would be taking steroids, but like that's not how I want to live my life, you know. You're not fit, you're not healthy, you can't go off and do all these things when you're that big. So no, I have absolutely no intention of taking any kind of steroids or anything like that at the minute. TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, I want to say as well, I'm actually doing a cut right now and I'm not taking anything at all other than caffeine and pre-workouts. Are you proud of me? No clem, no Yohimbine, nothing, absolutely nothing. TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, the only time I'd consider taking something is if the pros outweigh the cons, aka when I'm older, if it can make me like feel young again, if taking testosterone can make me feel like a young man when I'm like 50, 60, if it can make my dick work like it does now, I would like happily hop on that. If it improves the quality of my life, yeah, I'm all about that, all about that. Even if I was like 30 years old and something could improve the quality of my life, all about it. The thing that puts you off steroids is, one, I'll probably go fucking bald in absolutely no time. Two is the estradiol or the estrogen rebound from many steroids, especially things like growth hormone, will majorly fuck up my leg because of the swelling. Oh, here we go, here are the good ones. Wonderful. This is the one that I really didn't want to answer. Nathan_Barry97 asks, what's the most mad thing you have ever sniffed cocaine off? If you're watching, family, that's the answer to that question. You can skip ahead now. I want to start by saying, okay, until I was 21 years old, I never took anything. I'm 23 now, I never took a single drug. completely against drugs, and quite frankly, I looked down on people and thought that they're just fucking idiots, they're retards, they couldn't have fun without them, and they're just the type of people that were like dirty, filthy, grotty druggies, you know. And I was very, very judgmental, and all that came from a place of like, if you spend your whole life living by this paradigm where someone your whole life tells you that something is bad, they're like, this is terrible, these people are dirty, these people are filthy, do not associate with these people, this is a terrible thing, this is a bad thing. If you live your whole life like that, and that is all you know, you're going to be in that mindset, you're going to be in that paradigm, and you're going to be incredibly judgmental to anyone that does those things. So number one, I didn't want to mention anything because of that. Number two, I meet a lot of you guys at festivals, and I see a lot of young guys, like 18, 19, you know, like absolutely off their nuts. I know that I am a man of influence. I know that people do things because I do them, and I want to say that, like, all my friends did drugs at like 16, 17, 18. I was just never fucking interested, you know. I think it takes a lot more to say no to things and not succumb to peer pressure. You're a little bitch if you get peer pressured into shit. I live by this notion, right, that I don't want to miss out on things when I die. In that you only live once. I want to experience everything in my life at least once. I'm not going to go off and try like heroin or crystal meth or anything like that, but like other like milder drugs I've dabbled in and I want to try. I want to say as well that I do not do drugs in the same way that I don't really drink alcohol. I drink a lot more now. I don't go out and do drugs. The only thing that I do enjoy is I enjoy MDMA. I don't take that very often at all, probably about 3-4 times a year, absolute max. I have a chemical reagent testing kit, so I know that everything's pure and 100% legit. I know where it's coming from, and I also measure out the dosages in milligrams and use them relating to my body weight, and use scientific literature to make sure I'm not having too much and keep things safe. And then I take supplements as well that offer neuroprotection, things like antioxidants that whilst I'm rolling to prevent like any long-term or mitigate any long-term risk. But okay, going back to that question, what is the weirdest place that I've ever done cocaine? Probably off a subscriber's sunglasses at a festival. Like I said, it isn't that impressive because I really haven't done much of it and don't have any plans to. But like I said, I don't really enjoy it, I don't recommend it. I think that people that like really like cocaine, that I don't really understand the hype, are people that lack confidence and don't really have rely on it as a crutch to make them more confident. Like that whole like, oh yeah, I feel like God, I feel fucking great. I get that and I understand that, but like I feel like that a lot of the time anyway without taking anything, because I'm such an egotistical narcissist and I've got so much energy anyway. Imagine me on fucking cocaine. So I really don't like it. I think if you're the type of person that like lacks confidence, those are the type of people that like it and get addicted to stuff and take it regularly. So it's probably not a good thing to take, you know. 99% of the festivals I'm completely sober. Like, I get comments like, oh, look how fucked up he is. And it's like, dude, I'm literally stone cold sober most of the time. I just have so much energy and fucking love life. I'm not saying there isn't videos on YouTube where I'm a bit ruined, but most of the time, I'm completely sober. 17 likes on this one from Jury Litter, I can't pronounce your name, dyslexic. What do you fear the most about your life? Number one thing that I fear in my life is dying before I've done all the things that I want to do, you know. I don't fear death, and I think that living a life where you're scared of death is absolutely stupid, because when you die there's going to be so many things that you're going to regret, and the only reason you really truly fear dying is because you don't want to miss out on things and die with this regret. One of my biggest fears is getting old and not being able to do things and going back and regretting things, you know. You regret the things that you don't do. You don't regret the things that you do. It's why I always take opportunities, even if it seems stupid. It's why I'm driving 3.5 hours now to play a fucking DJ set dressed as Jimmy Savile. When I look back on my life, am I going to regret this, or am I going to think it's fucking hilarious and great? So that's one of the biggest things that I fear, regretting things. So I try and do absolutely everything that I can, no matter how stupid it is. And number two is being crippled. I'm absolutely petrified of my leg getting so fucked up that I'm stuck in a wheelchair and I can't do the things that I want to do. I can't experience the things that I want to experience, and I'm crippled. That scares the absolute shit out of me. Infinite Warrior asks, how do you get out of your comfort zone without it being too difficult? Without it being too difficult? Dude, you sound like the laziest fuck, man. Nothing worth having is easy, you know. If everything was handed to you on a plate, like, you're literally not gonna get anywhere in life. Why isn't everyone millionaires? Why isn't everyone living this like life of like absolute abundance and enjoying life? And like, what I'm trying to say is that it isn't easy. It isn't easy stepping outside your comfort zone. It takes someone that's very brave to do it. It takes someone that's willing to get scared and admit that they're scared and be scared of things and feel uncomfortable and not like the situation that they're in, and deliberately go and put themselves in uncomfortable situations in order to grow. Like, you don't change anything It's like saying, how do I gain muscle? How do I get a world-class physique without working hard? You know, it's not the way it works, dude. Like, in order for things to grow, in order to get over something, to conquer your fears, you literally have to fucking face it head on and make yourself scared. And it's only through being in that situation and getting scared and putting yourself in that environment where you feel that horrible way that you hate feeling, that uncomfortable way, and going out and seeking that discomfort. That is the only way that you will get used to it. And the more you do it, the more you get used to it, and you realize, before you know it, you're like, oh, this isn't too bad. Like, I actually quite enjoy this feeling. Man.inproduction asks, what is the worst thing you've ever done, with 79 likes? I don't know, really. There's nothing that really stands out to me as like the worst thing that I've ever done, other than being like a general little shit. Like, there's nothing really bad that I've done. This is quite bad, actually. I did have like a juvenile criminal record, or ASBO, when I was younger. I made a Molotov cocktail, which basically, I just used to be like a little troublemaker, which is basically where you get a glass bottle, fill it up with petrol, put a petrol-soaked rag in the end, and I threw that into a school playground. That's probably quite a bad thing. There's no one in the playground, and I was at school as well. I just thought it would be a great idea at the time for some reason. I also sunk a boat. I also got in trouble with the police a couple of times. I used to go around terrorizing my local village, like shooting people with BB guns, etc, etc. But there's nothing really that stands out to me in terms of like worst thing I've ever done, other than I think just generally being a little shitbag to my mum. And like, she kicked me out of the house when I was like 16 years old. I went to live with my dad. My mum and dad are divorced, and I was a little shitbag, you know. I could have treated her a lot nicer. I know that I was a little fuck and very difficult to live with, and I don't blame her for kicking me out. And yeah, I love her to bits now, but that's maybe the only thing that I regret. Be nice, not being as nice as I should be to my mum when she's done like absolutely everything for me. Joseph Mikado 666 asks, scariest STD scare. I'm very lucky in the sense that I've not caught or contracted AIDS, because I absolutely hate wearing condoms. Like, over the last like year, I've been trying to be a good boy and sort it out, but I find that like I said, sex should be like something, I think it should be like passionate. Both people should like really enjoy it, and I think that wearing a Johnny takes away from experience. So like, I try my best. It normally starts off with one on, and then we're both kind of like, fuck it, let's just have like some wild sex. Do not do that. Wear condoms, wrap your willy, don't be silly, or you probably will end up with AIDS, and I am starting to do that so I don't end up with AIDS. But yeah, I've been very lucky, I've been very fortunate. Biggest like scare, like every time I sleep with someone, I've always got checked afterwards. Completely fine. Biggest scare is probably, I did have this one time, it's nothing major, where I thought I pissed blood. I think I might have just been because I was really dehydrated, or maybe because I trained really hard, who knows. Oldest Saka blah, 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 says, dick size, mate. That's a bit of a weird question, and I'm currently driving, so I'm not gonna whip my dick out and start measuring it. My flaccid penis is very underwhelming, like it's incredibly average. If I whip my dick out right now, you'll probably be like, that's nothing special really. Flaccid dick, nothing special at all. But I want to say, boys and girls, right, I literally could not give any less of a shit about my flaccid penis, because the only people that see that are guys, and I'm not gay, so who gives a fuck? And the only people that see my big hard erect dick are chicks when they're gonna sit on it. So that's my 2 cents on that. Penis size, probably pretty average flaccid penis size length, above average erect penis size length. Take it or leave it, it's up to you. Is it weird that a girl shoves jalapenos in my asshole? Nope, that's pretty normal, mate. That happens to me every time. Right, what is the diameter of your pee-pee hole? 12 likes, probably about that big. Like, I don't know, I think it's a pretty normal sized pee-pee hole. Fuck, marry, kill. Tom, Dion, Alex. Okay, I thought about this one last night. I'm gonna say, Dion, you're dying. Sorry, mate. Like, I'm just sorry. I love you to bits, but Dion, you're gonna get killed. I'd fuck Tom, I'd marry Alex, because I get on so well with Alex, you know. Alex is like my perfect wingman. DexFitness.pd asks, favourite sexual fantasy? Brilliant. I don't really have a sexual fantasy, you know. Like, I know a lot of people have like fetishes and like things really turn them on, but I feel like I've always been very open, and I've had like long-term girlfriends that I've done like lots of freaky sex with, so there's nothing I've like wanted to do and haven't been able to do. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like, oh, I'd love to do this, I'd love to fuck this person with a cucumber kind of thing, or I don't know. I think I might have done that once. There's no like really weird like fetishes. The only thing I can say is that I enjoy like spontaneity and doing things in, you absolute nonce, cunt. I enjoy like spontaneity and having sex in places where you probably shouldn't have sex, like not like necessarily like flat out public, but like on the kitchen table or in your mate's house, or I don't know, just like somewhere outdoors in public, somewhere where it's like a little bit like it adds a bit of like spice to it or makes it a bit more exciting. I enjoy that. I really fucking like sex, you know. I feel like some people are like potatoes, just like kind of like just lie there and fuck or lie there and get fucked. But I am someone that like I'm like someone might like fine wines. Like I do really enjoy like proper, like good, like not just passionate, but like sex, like loads of fucking positions. Like I'm pretty much open for absolutely anything. As long as you're not putting stuff inside me, I'm down for it, really. Did have a finger in my bum once. And I can't say that I enjoyed that. I did enjoy that. I thought it just felt a bit uncomfortable. So yeah, what does really get me off is when I sleep with someone and they're having like a fucking, like people that love sex, like when a chick is absolutely loving getting fucked, like that turns me on a lot. Like I really, really like that, you know. So like if someone's not really like feeling it, I just feel like they're like sleeping with me because they want to like please me or something. Like I'm not really into that, and it's like fuck off kind of thing. But if someone like wants my dick and like fucking loves it, that shit gets me going, you know. I'm a lover. I like to see people having a good time, you know. It's a two-way thing. It shouldn't be just like stick your dick in and finish, you know. I always want to make a girl have a good time. That's why I kind of don't like one night stands either, just because you don't really know each other very well. You don't really like know each other's bodies very well, so the sexual experience, unless you have sex again and again, isn't going to be optimized. And I always want to deliver like a fucking 10 out of 10 screeching orgasm experience whenever possible. So yeah. What is the most stupidest thing you've done that you don't regret? I don't know, breaking into festivals is pretty stupid. I do that all the time. How I used to ride a motorbike, being an absolute mad cunt on a motorbike. I crashed it twice as well, ended up in hospital, almost died. I don't regret that. That was great fun. Skydiving, I don't regret that. Going to Ibiza, meeting up with those girls that I've never met before on an absolute whim, like I don't regret that. So there's a plethora of things. 23 likes, T8MW8. Was Jade a mad root? Jade is a lovely girl, Jade is nice. That's probably burnt all bridges with Jade, but Jade already burnt the bridges with me. So there we go, Jade. The shit happens, doesn't it, mate? Shit fucking happens. Luke Davis asks, have you done drugs? 48 likes. Nah, mate. What are drugs? Do you miss anyone or anything right now? Okay, this is the question that like weirded me out last night. Do I miss anyone or anything? Not really, but the one thing that I do miss, this is what I said when I received a text from this person, which was very fucking weird, was is the times on like nights out that I had with my ex-girlfriend, you know? Like I miss kind of the nights out that me and my ex had together and things we experienced, like I don't know how to say this without sounding like a fucking weirdo. Basically, in short, I will always absolutely love this person to bits. Like I fucking love her to bits. I adore this person. I'll take a bullet for her even now, even though we don't speak to each other. But I know that we can't be together. The way that I imagine it is that it's like someone that you really love, like someone close to you in your family. They've died, and they're never coming back. And it doesn't necessarily get any easier, but you just learn to get used to the feeling. Like that pretty much fucks me up every single day. Like I'll see things that remind me of something that we did together, and yeah, I basically adore this person, love her to bits. I still like do. I was always. I kind of feel like there's always going to be a part of me that like loves this person, but I know that we can never be together. If you watch the video, like I made a video on it. I probably shouldn't have made that video, and it's a bit selfish of me because I did it for me, and there's a lot of like emotions flying around and stuff. But yeah, I miss experiences of that person. I miss going out with that person because the nights out that we had and like were not even probably, they were 100% like the best nights that I've ever had in my entire life. And the like, I've never connected with someone like I did with her. Like I've never got on with someone so well, had such a sick time, like had so much fun, and had like such a like pure fucking like love for anyone, you know. It made me believe in love. Like as cheesy and cliche as it sounds, you know, it made me believe that I am capable of loving someone, because I've never like properly connected with people like they've connected with me. Like people girls get obsessed with me quite easily, and I think it's just to do with the associated experiences that you have with me. Like a lot of people lead boring lives, and then when you meet me and you do all these crazy things and we go traveling, you associate those feelings with me, and it kind of adds to the effect, blah 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 blah. What's your experience of getting girls with a skinny body versus with the shredded beast physique? That is probably the most autistic question on here. 15 likes. First thing I want to say is easier. Definitely easier. A lot more girls approach me, a lot more girls come up to me, especially at festivals. I get a lot more people coming up to me, but I don't know if that's because of my physique or because of that's because of the way it acts. But it's given me a lot more confidence, is the main thing. But what it's done is it's made me realise that it's not about what you are. It's more about who you are. It's about the way you act. It's about your intentions. It's the way you speak to people. It's the way you present yourself. I get a lot more people coming up to me, but I don't necessarily want to sleep with those types of people because I'm very picky about who I sleep with, and I feel like anything worth having doesn't come easy. So it's like a bit of a paradox in the sense that it is all about who you are / what you are. You know, you can have a sick physique, but if you've got the personality of a plank, you're probably only going to be fucking like 6 out of 10s. Okay, right, Sean_CB, when are you going to start doing podcasts then? All right, Sean, I've been wanting to do podcasts for a while. Like, the idea's been in my head. The other day I put out an Instagram post and I was like, yo, is there any podcasts that are like, that amp me up? The only kind of like person or people that I listen to that like really hype me and get me going are RSD Tyler on YouTube, RSD Motivation. Like, that shit fucking fires me up. And I find that every single podcast is just like, hey guys, remember to be positive and make a positive difference today and be mindful. And it's like, no, shut the fuck up. I want to listen to a podcast, right, where it's like the podcast presenter has just huffed like a fat line of cocaine, has gone into my room with a fucking megaphone and it's like, Mo, you get the fuck out of bed right now. You're gonna smash the fucking day. You're an absolute machine. You are a fucking animal. You're gonna do this, this, and this. You are a champ, Mo. Fucking smash it, seize the day. I want something of energy that's gonna actually like make me, give me that energy and motivate me and like bring me up. And nothing like that exists other than RSD really, and they're not a podcast. So, I've been thinking, okay, what if I was to start my own podcast where I'm not going to go and do cocaine on the podcast because, as you can see, I get hyped up enough about it already, but I want to do a podcast where I bring like a certain level of energy and just speak about subjects and speak my mind for my own benefit and for the benefit of you guys as well. And then I can get like other guests on and do a Joe Rogan type shit where we just chill with like Alex and stuff and have like a heart-to-heart conversation, you know? I'm thinking about doing that. Comment down below if you want me to start a podcast. If there's enough comments, I'll do it. Last question. If money were no issue, what would you spend the rest of your life doing? I am very fortunate in the sense that the way I currently live my life is how I would live my life if I was very rich. Like, the things that I do, I have so much freedom, you know? I am self-employed. The majority of my income comes from online sources, so it comes from YouTube. I'm technically a YouTuber full-time. I have businesses. I have no ties. I do not have a 9-to-5 job. I've had 9-to-5 jobs, and I fucking hated them. And I realized that I could not do a 9-to-5. I wouldn't like it, and doing a normal job, most jobs would fuck up my leg as well, so I'm gonna have to make something for myself and do something myself. The position that I am in now, although I'm by no means rich, I can go traveling tomorrow if I want to. I can go to another country and still make money. I can go where I want, do as I please. So, in all honesty, like, nothing really about my life would change. Like, the only thing that people want, if you actually, like, if it comes down to it, with money and riches, is they want experiences. They want to experience and live the life that these rich people have and live this, like, perceived happiness that they have. But if you're able to do all those things without the money, then there's not really a reason to be rich, you know? Like, sure, if I was rich, I'd have a nice house somewhere. I'd probably go on a few more trips. I'd have a nicer car. I'd probably have like a Ferrari or something. But like the general way that I live my life, the people that I meet, the things that I do for fun would literally remain the same. All right, bloody hell, the bloody camera just died. I want to say that although that was an incredibly uncomfortable Q&A to make, and I don't know what's going to prevail over the next few weeks in terms of the shitstorm from saying all these things that I've said. I don't know which family members are disown me, which friends are gonna, I don't give a fuck really, I literally don't give a fuck. But anyway, that was completely honest, not safe for work Q&A. I might do another one of these, I will do another one of these because I enjoyed it. If you can think up some good questions for me, hit me up on Instagram. I will do another post on there soon and give you guys an opportunity to ask me anything. I'll do the same thing again. The ones with the most likes, I will answer with a complete 100% honesty. I obviously haven't learned my lesson. But yeah guys, that was my 2 cents on the questions that you asked me. Thank you for answering me the questions. Super fucking busy at the minute. There's so much going on behind the scenes. Like, I've mentioned it in a few other videos, but I've got some huge announcements for you. Like, it might seem like my life has stagnated a little bit at the minute, but I'm gonna fucking come back with a bang. Like, there are some massive projects I'm working on, and they benefit you guys as well, especially especially if you subscribe to me on YouTube. Keep your eyes peeled for those. Anyway, guys, that was my 2 cents on life. That was me chatting shit for probably way too long. I'm gonna go and play a DJ set, dressed as Jimmy Savile tonight, and I hope you have a sick evening. Peace out. I love you to bits. Keep killing it. Thank you. Good night, and fuck off.